Okay, I know what you guys are thinking. That's ridiculous. But so instead of doing, you know, a one-on-one comparison, I thought, why not let's just do the comparison. This is not all the boats we have, but we've got a couple of broke ones in the back, and we got some more that's being loaned out different places. But anyway, let's just do the comparison. All right, so to start this thing off, we'll start with my first creek boat, which was the Magnum. This is my stand-in Vanna.
I forgot my heels.
Forgot your heels. So the Wright Magnum 80. And I still paddle this boat. And Vanna, if you'll turn him over for me.
Why, certainly, Pat.
So, as you can see, there is numerous wells on this thing. And I paddled it. We had some high water, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I paddled it. Still does great. But it's been a while since I've been in it, and it is not as comfortable as some of the modern boats. All right, flip him back up. So next I went to a Stomper, and this was really a favorite boat of mine. And I don't think I'll never sell the Wright, and probably will never sell the Stomper. I've got another Stomper up there, but the Stomper is a great beginner boat, and it doesn't have hard edges, but it does have some chines, as you can see, running down the thing. And yes, you do have to paddle it in a ferry pretty aggressively to, you know, and to stay on line. All right, flip her back. Next we've got, which this was not necessarily in the line of progression, but because I had a Delta 88, and then somewhere down the line I ended up with a Mamba. The Mamba is really comfortable, very stable, and
very heavy.
It's very heavy, but it's a dagger, so you can drop it off the back of a truck going down the interstate,
like I did,
and it'll be fine. But the Mamba, it definitely has some edges to it. It's a great boat. It takes care of you, and yeah, I got all good things to say about the Mamba. Next, this is the boat I just picked up from Pete from River Kings, the Z5. The Z doesn't have any edges. Let's roll him over there. But it's weird because even though it's all rounded, when you whip into an eddy, it whips in sharp. It's faster than I thought it would be. But I am tight in the boat. I'm 165 regularly. Greg can't even fit in the boat. But I do like the thigh hooks they've got on the thing. The seat is comfortable. It's the setup's a little different, but I think it's a good boat. The quality of the boat's good. I'm just a little tighter than I wanted to be in it. Okay, we'll just keep creaking. Drag the Jackson, yeah, the Nar up here. Okay, so folks, we've had several videos on the Nar, me trying to fix the seat. I took the foam out. The foam made my butt feel really good as far as comfortable. The problem is that then my legs were going to sleep. So everybody asked me about the Nar, what I like about the boat and what I don't like. If I had this outfitting in this boat, I think I would be a happy camper, and I may try to modify this outfitting to fit in there. If anyone has a busted dagger with contour ergo outfitting, I would love it if you'd give me a shout, send me a message or whatever, because I need some to modify to go in this Jackson boat. I like the Jackson. We got a Swiftwater Rescue class going on today, and Golder's a Jackson fan, so it may be going home with him. The edges on this thing are really nice. It's a very stable boat, and it's fairly forgiving. It's not as forgiving as like the Code, which ain't here, but it's at Mikey's
my
home.
house.
And that was my all-time, as of now, my all-time favorite creeker was the Code. All right, we got this one, so we'll drag out the next big monster. Let's scoot this one over.
All right.
The RMX. This thing has massive rocker on it. It's the Liquid Logic outfitting. It's comfortable enough. You know, you can pull the back band up a little bit. I have to do quite a bit to get tight enough in this boat. I've rode it down several gnarly things, and you know, as long as I've got water, I don't like rocks so well, at least for me. But it's a nice boat. It is fast. When you get to full speed, it gets a little squirrely, but the hull on it, you know, it's got an edge. It's
Right.
Similar.
Liquid Logic has now done edges with these three boats. This
Yeah.
one, the Sweet Ride, and the Hot Whip, the new ones.
So it's very similar to the Jackson Edge, I think, don't you, Mike?
I do, yeah.
So that being that, you know, I mean, it's just not my personal. I was so comfortable in that Code, and maybe that's everything I'm comparing to is comparing to that. Any of these, the Jackson, this boat, any of them perform better than these boats as far as performance, but the comfort of the Code is just, there it is.
It's second to none.
So we'll skip back, and if you really need volume, then you go with the old Dagger Rival. Well, I've got some footage of Greg swimming out of it several times, but, you know, it is what it is. So we'll drag up the Nano, which this is one I picked up. I don't ride it very often. I think Wade Harrison said something that he'd like to find somebody with a Nano to where he could give it a whirl and a comparison. The Nano is a funny little boat. It actually is pretty good. It's not as slow as you would think. It ain't fast, but it ain't as slow as you would think.
But it's as ugly gets. unless you're in love with spuds, then it's a pretty little boat.
Well, now, I don't know. The bow on this can't be much more uglier than the bow on that Nora.
Well, that's true.
So, anyway, I would think you would get destroyed in a hole in this boat. I've not had it in a big monster hole. It does have a little bit of edge on it. You know, well, more of a chine. And it's got, if you look, it's got this cutout back here in the back. And we're going to see here in just a minute that this, and the Nano's not a new boat by any stretch of the imagination. And this thing has been welded several times, but if you're wanting a Nano that won't sink, I'm not going to say it won't get water in it, but won't sink immediately. I've got one for, all these boats are for sale. Well, not all of them, but the majority of them's for sale, various prices. But then we've got the Liquid Logic Gus. We'll just go back here for the Gus. And the Gus is a tough boat. I like the boat fine. I'm a little big for the boat, but you know, it's not bad. The Gus, that goes back a ways too. This edge here don't really do a whole lot until you get it till you're about ready to go up over underneath the water. So
You're about to play with the fishes.
Then we'll go to the somewhat painful boats. Not the free ride's not so much painful, but we got the free ride from Liquid Logic. This one is painful. The Easy G60, painful. So that's all I'm going to say about those. Now we're going to go to the newer, nicer boats.
You like it?
So here we've got
P.A.L.S.
kind of lined up, and you can kind of see the tails. You've got the Ripper 2, which is one of my favorites. Then we have got the, let me roll over the Ripper 2 here, Mikey.
All right.
We'll just leave him rolled over.
Leave them roll?
Yeah. So the Ripper 2 has this edge pretty well all the way to the back. Wade Harrison does a great video explaining all these things. Next, we've got the Firecracker. The Firecracker is, right now, probably my favorite boat. I love this little thing.
And he paddles it well. He paddles it very well.
It just makes me smile. Every time I'm paddling this boat, it makes me smile.
It's a face herder, I guess.
Okay, looky here. What we've got some cutouts. We had some cutouts on the Nano. And you'll see we've got cutouts on the Ozone. The difference between the Ozone and this is this has chines and the Ozone has a rail. This is much more forgiving to me than the Ripper or the Ozone. Then we've got the Hot Whip. And the Hot whipped Mike yesterday just a little bit.
I'm a fan.
The old Chili Pepper brought out his whip and right on Mike. And Mike had to get in the water.
Yeah, I got in the water once yesterday. You know, because whenever you get a new boat, you need to see not just how well it paddles, but how well you can push it to shore when you swim.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So the Hot Whip, and I'll have to say, it's one of the coolest graphics, for sure.
Amen.
On any boat. Got the 8-ball, the Chili Pepper.
That's right, because it's 8 feet long.
And a supercharger and a Chevy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob.
So we'll roll him over and take a look at the bottom of this thing.
So and it has a super aggressive, the bow rocker's significant. The stern rocker is significant. It's not grabby, but I didn't do a very good job yesterday. For someone who kind of sucks at stern squirts, this thing makes it exceedingly easy on any good seam. Now, if you had video of me yesterday, you would probably argue with that because I didn't do well yesterday, but you know, I just took this out. I think I had it on the lower green. It had one on the Nanahala, and again, when you think about stern squirting on a good seam, it'll just do it for you. It makes you look a lot better than you actually are.
I'm yet to paddle the Hot Whip, but I'm sure that I'm going to get in it today.
And look what they did. Look what they did.
Yep.
We love you, Shane.
These edges on the Hot Whip. Now we've got the Little Ozone, and the Little Ozone is another boat that I do like a lot. I don't like it more than the Firecracker. So this thing, okay, I don't know if we can exactly see it. Yeah, I'm still going. I'm nearly done. This is my last boat. But great boat, really similar. It's got a little sharper chine here at the edge than the, can't really see there, than the Ozone. But like I said, pretty much all these boats are for sale except for the Firecracker, and the Hot Whip's not for sale because that's Mike's.
That's true.
But all the rest I think are pretty much for sale. I think Greg don't want me to sell the 5, even though I just got it. He wants to keep it for Jazzy, his daughter. But anyway, we're gonna have a good time here today at the Swiftwater Rescue. And this is just a little bit about the obsession. It can get out of hand, but I don't know. Is it out of hand, Mike? I don't think so.
I think everything is relative. And for anyone who's watching who has a significant other that makes statements like, we don't need another boat, it could be this.
Wait a minute. You're supposed to say something to help me out here.
It could be this. It could be that. Well, this is a boat collective. and
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
sure-
this is me and Greg.
Yeah.
Pete
So-
has these many by himself.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So, for you significant others, if your partner, your spouse, has only got 8 boats, it's good. It's not too much.
Not too much.
Not too much.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.